All right, Harry. Worry, right? It's something that happens quite commonly in the church, and we know that it's wrong and it's a sin. But how do we overcome this, or how do we deal with this?
Yeah, so in Matthew 6:25, there's a section there where Jesus speaks about worry. So is worry a sin or just a habit that you shouldn't get?
I think both, right? It is a sin because Jesus tells us not to do it, but it's also a habit. I think a lot of people, you talk to them, and it's just like so natural for them to worry all the time.
Yeah, so why is it wrong? First of all, we're not trusting God. Obviously, if we're a child of God, then he's got it, eh? Like we're his children. And so we're not
Yeah, it's
trusting
backwards
him.
thinking, right? If we're like
Yeah.
always worried, imagine this: you have your earthly father, and you're crossing the street with them, and he's just like, you're like, no, 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 freaking out all the time. You've missed the whole point. It's like, don't you trust me? Like I'm here to take care of you.
Yeah, yeah. Or is it a product of our other bad choices? For example, we have money problems. What causes that? We have relationship struggles. We have health struggles. Is it, are we being careful about those things? Are we being proactive, or are we a
I think
little,
a good chunk of them could be caused by that, but not all of them, right? Sometimes
no,
life just hits you, and you get
that's right.
worried for a scenario. But a lot of them, for sure, like
Yeah.
you're worried about getting fired because you showed up late for to work 20 days in a row, and it's the 21st day. It's you have you gotta exactly.
Okay, so chapter 6, Matthew 6:33, Jesus gives us the answer. Seek first his kingdom, his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you as well. So the answer is that if we walk with God, we're going to be good. 40 years ago, I solved my worry addiction through a Dale Carnegie course on how to stop worrying and start living. It worked, but it was not the right cure. It was humanism. It was my skill, my power, and it wasn't the right fix at all. It did fix the problem, but it didn't fix my relationship with the Lord. And so we have ways of fixing it, but that's not really. Well, I should have done it the other way. I should have done it the right way. The right answer is in verse 33: seek God's kingdom, make him the Lord of your life. He is the master, we are the servant. So who is he? He is God. He is the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He wants to be our Father. How special is that? Try to think about it.
Oh
The
yeah,
King
it's
of the
beautiful.
universe wants to be our Father. In the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be your name. Wow, He is our Father. So how does that get rid of Satan? It
It
doesn't.
doesn't, right?
No,
It
it
doesn't at
doesn't.
all.
No, no. God allows Satan pretty much free reign, except, and that's the real nice part, except to those who work on the farm. And I
Mm,
used it to work on the farm program as a
analogy,
metaphor,
yeah.
yeah, for being a servant. Okay, for his servants, sons and daughters, nothing messes with them that is not the will of the Father. For real, if we're full-time employees, how special is that? But there is a catch. It does not apply to part-time help.
And
They
isn't
don't
that
get,
the worst part about it all, right? I hear a lot of people in the church, they call on God's promises on Sunday, for example, but Monday to Saturday, they're not being a part of the family or working for the boss, shall we say. What are your thoughts on that aspect?
well, yeah, and we have to be careful because it's not for us to judge who is working on the farm because we can't tell from a distance. But it's only for those who are in full-time employment. I know that in my life, nothing happens to me that isn't his will. That doesn't mean that things won't go sideways, but sometimes that's part of the plan, part of the test, and that's okay. But sadly, most of the with God. Uh, Work on the farm is light on fun, but it's heavy on joy. And keep that in mind. A lot of us are looking for fun, for the entertainment part of life. It's kind of light, but the joy of being in a good place with God is so special. And even better than that, let me tell you about the pension plan. It's if you
Yeah,
think about it,
exactly. We get all
if
this reward, eternity spent with the Father. Like, how beautiful is that?
yeah, and also, but the in-between time, I believe that if we're truly a Christian, we actually have a slice of heaven before we get there. It is actually a true joy to be working on the farm, to be close to him, to be where we're holding his hand, because nothing awkward. I mean, sorry, not awkward, yes, awkward things happen, but we know he's right there. He's
Mhm.
only just out
He's
of
a phone
sight, but
call away, exactly.
yeah, he's right there. And that is of it. And it just, and if you don't believe me, just read the Bible, read the stories of those that walked with him. And also just find people that have walked with him and are walking with him and see what that looks like, because it is truly, truly a joy. We, awkward things do continue to happen, but it doesn't matter, because the worst thing that can happen supposedly is death,
And then
and
we
that's
get
not
heaven
bad.
already, right? So it's like it's a
and we all
win-win.
get and we all go there anyway. If you go a little early, go a little later, who
Mm,
cares? It just gets
exactly.
better. So anyways, we do have to, but it's only for full-time help. So we have to be careful, make sure that we have it right, that we are in a place where we are on the payroll.
Amen. Thanks a lot for this, Harry.
Thank you.